After a win last week in round one against Bishop Conley, the Diamond Bengals return home for the semis to face off against the defending Super Bowl champion Mashpee Falcons. Hello again, everybody. Evan Massoud. Thanks for tuning in to our MIAA State Tournament coverage here on Fred TV. Now, 1 year ago, the Falcons' quest for a Super Bowl championship began right here in Fall River, just down the street at Bishop Conley High School. They won that game in round one, 20-7, and they would not lose again, heading to Gillette Stadium to win the Division VI Super Bowl. Now, for the Diamond Bengals, they looked strong last week in every phase of the game in their first playoff game in a couple of seasons. As I said, they beat Conley 35-14, and you can bet that they are all the buzz here at Diamond Regional. My predictions for this game, sit back, here we go, okay? I know the Diamond fans are going to hate me for this, but I am picking Mashpee by a slight margin, and that margin is postseason experience. They had a lot of postseason games last year, and I think that that's going to help them tonight. But the argument on the other side, for me at least, I think this Bengals team is stronger than the Cougars team that lost to Mashpee last year, and that playoff game was a close one. It was 14-7 until the final 5 minutes of the game. So, what does it mean in the end? My predictions don't mean anything. What it does mean, though, is we're in for a great game tonight and what I believe will be the closest and most exciting game of the 2016 season. So stick around. All the action coming up next on Fred TV. A well-rounded education is one that is not only academically oriented, but one that also includes physical, social, and emotional development. Interscholastic athletics provide the other half of education. The MIAA encourages you to support your local high school athletic teams throughout the school year. And of course, right here in the playoffs. Evan Massoud with you at Diamond Regional. We're about to kick things off in the South Division IV semifinals between Diamond and the reigning Super Bowl champion Mashpee Falcons. The Bengals will receive the ball in the opening kick, look to strike first in what should be a very tightly contested game throughout the night. If you were with us in week 2 in the Bengals home opener against Case, that was a back and forth game, a very close game, and that is something that I fully expect to see tonight in this one. At the 25, cutting across, at the 35, tackled down at around the 37, that was number 5. I'm sorry, that was number 3, DJ Machado. And DJ with a decent return there, about 15 some odd yards. Yards, I sound like a Bostonian. Yards. If that's our glitch for this mission, folks, and that we're in for a good night. Some odd yards, as I was going to say. So at the 37, the Bengals will start their drive. Ashton Beacon had one heck of a week last week, but the Bengals, as I said in the open, were really dominant in all phases of the game, especially on offense. They really spread it out. Everybody was involved. They start off with a running play from scrimmage, and it's actually Darren Collins, number 30, still on his feet. There is a, is that a flag? No, actually that's a ball marker for forward progress. That is not a flag. So a good run on first down. And they're saying that he was just a hair short of that first down, but a really nice play. Not something I was expecting. I really was expecting Began to get the ball because on the first play from scrimmage last week for Diamond, Began ran it down the field for a 60-plus yard score. So 2nd and 1, a toss. That is Ashton Began gets the first down at midfield. So the Bengals move the chains. They get the first down, and they are into Falcons territory. You know, I mentioned in the open that the Falcons won the Super Bowl. Well, again, their first win of the playoffs last year was actually at Bishop Conley, so they've been to Fall River. The road to the Super Bowl has gone through Fall River for them last year, and that's a good run for Machado, pick up a 4. And one thing that I have to say I was very impressed with, I mean, Conley had a great record going in. Mashpee had a slightly worse record, but a tougher schedule. So the record not necessarily indicative of how they played in the regular season. That game at Conley was a 14-7 game until the last 5 minutes when Mashpee put it away with their third touchdown. It was a 20-7 game. And what I'm saying is this takes nothing away from what Conley did last year, but I really believe that this year's Bengals team is stronger than last year's Conley team. So this could be a very good game throughout the night. And as I said, I would expect that it's going to be a close one. I don't see one side blowing out the other. That was a loss of yards there on second down. So Machado getting stopped for a loss of about 2.5. So looking at a 3rd and long, about 3rd and 8. So the Falcons defense looking to do what Diman did to Conley last week, and that was stop the Cougars on their first drive. Mashpee looking to stop the Bengals on the opening drive. We'll see what Coach Winarski pulls out of his little bag of tricks. Winarski down actually at the visitors' 35. He's not even near the team or the line of scrimmage. He's further down the field, and now a timeout has been called by Diman. Coach Winarski was on the defense's side getting a look at what they are seeing. So a quick timeout. The Jeopardy theme being played here in the at the stadium through the PA system. That's a 20-second timeout, just a real quick one. Pessoa getting a new play call. And we noticed last week as well, Coach Winarski does not wear the headset. He typically likes to roam around free on the sidelines and see everything that's going on. Doesn't necessarily get involved in every play call. We'll see what they do on 3rd and 8 from the 47. Tyler Rigo was in motion, number 9, came to the near side. Pessoa drops back to pass. It's incomplete. Looking for Pessoa. There was all kinds of pressure. The pass rushers coming for Pessoa, and they were all over Machado as well, really right in his wheelhouse. So the Bengals will be forced to punt after the first down on 4th and 8. They will have to kick the ball. I can't see them trying anything here at midfield. I'd be shocked if they do. Strollo is there to kick it away, so the Bengals will come up empty. One thing I'd say with a game like this where you have two very good teams, look for the first mistake from either side and then who can capitalize on it. Play is ruled dead. Maybe a false start. And it is. So Diman will get backed up another few yards. Really not much of a breeze tonight. Just a cold November evening. .50 degrees, clear. A slight breeze coming in from the west. And we expect to get into the mid to upper 40s by the end of the game, or as the game goes on. We're at 50 degrees right now. Again, not too bad, I guess, for November. We've seen colder. So on 4th down, they will punt it away. Strollo with a good kick. It's a tumbling punt, and it drops into the 20 and down at about the 17. So that actually a very good punt there from Strollo. Got a good 40 yards in the air and then the bounce. So a nice job there from Dylan Strollo on the punt, and the Mashpee Falcons will go on the field and play offense for the first time tonight, but they'll have a long field. They'll start from inside their own 20-yard line. Ball is spotted at the 18, and that's where the Falcons will start, 1st and 10. And a flag before they can do anything, and that may be a false start rather, as play was stopped. And it was, so right off the bat, I mean, not everybody was even lined up, and a false start called. So 1st and 15, Mashpee starts from the 13-yard line. Looking to pass on first down is the QB. Going down the field. And well defended, no flags. Wow, that could have been a nice first strike there. Nick Carpenter, the quarterback for the Falcons, number 3. He was looking for 33.
Pass ball is incomplete. It'll bring up 2nd and 15 for the Falcons. At quarterback for the Falcons, number 3, Nick Carpenter.
So 2nd and 15, they go wide outs left and right, and they'll hand it off. Sliding on the turf, we know that the field has been really beat up this year. No rain, and then all summer long, and then we had downpours 2 weeks ago. The pocket is beat up. There's a lot of dirt, and I think that's why he slipped. There's not much grass to dig into. It's all dirt. Welcome to Diman. No, normally the field actually looks great. It's just, you know, the drought that we were in this summer, little that you can do, really. And then the downpours that we had 2 weeks ago left a lot of mud in the pocket, and that really destroyed much of what was left in terms of grass. A quick timeout called by the Falcons on 3rd and 17. It was a loss of 2. Nice crowd on hand here in the first weekend of November. Next Friday being Veterans Day. I'm not sure what they will be doing for some of these playoff games because there's no school on Veterans Day, so we'll keep an eye on the MIAA. Of course, check out the Fred TV Sports Facebook page. We post results throughout the tournament especially. Looking to pass is Carpenter. Going to go down the field, shooting it deep. Incomplete. It was there, and boy, does he know it. They were looking for number 22, and I have to apologize that he's not on our roster, so we'll try to square that away during halftime. 22 could not reel it in, and 4th and 17, the QB will punt it away. How about that? Carpenter does it all. He will kick from the goal line. The Bengals get the 3 and out. DJ Machado at midfield looking at, there is a flag. Play is halted. This is going to be another false start. And can you believe this? They're going to have to snap the ball from the 6-yard line. Mashpee getting backed up. And they better make sure they get a good snap because now you're in real danger of a safety. A lot of false starts by both sides. They really must be amped up and ready to go. So now Carpenter will kick from the middle of the end zone. Low snap. Ball is kicked. It'll drop at the 30, and it's like a little chip shot onto the green. It just really found a spot and stuck into the ground, only rolled a couple yards, and the Bengals will have fantastic field position in their second drive of this game. Again, normally 10-minute quarters in the regular season. We play 11 here in the postseason. So 4 added minutes to gameplay when it's all said and done. So instead of 40-minute games, we got 44-minute games. And at the 38, I mean, all things considered, it's not really a bad punt. It's just little you can do when you're punting from the end zone. These are high school players, folks. These aren't, you know, Pro Bowl NFLers where they can kick the ball, you know, 60-some-odd yards. I said it right that time. Some odd yards. Here we go from the 38. 1st and 10 Bengals. Pessoa rolling out. Will pass on the run, and it is almost picked off by number 12, Jacob Johnston. Had the hand up. Almost reeled it in. What I'm seeing early is that the Mashpee defense is a very active one. They move around very well. And they play coverage very well. They get to the ball. They see where it's going. Heck, you don't win a championship if your defense is subpar. So it'll be 2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass on 1st down. DJ Machado over to the right side. Pessoa has to throw on the run again. He'll throw it away. And Javier Pessoa, the quarterback for Diman, comes up empty on 2nd down. Again, good coverage. Nobody was open. So that was the right thing to do. And now Diman in danger of going 3 and out on their 2nd series. Different formation here. Now Machado moving again to the right there. Pessoa drops back, looking to pass. Has some time this time. Goes. Machado catches it. Open. That was a beautiful pass. Pressure was there on both ends of that. On the throw and on the catch. The Bengals moved the chains. That was sweet on 3rd down. There was a great block there on the wing by the Diman offensive line, and that gave Pessoa just an extra second to plant and throw. And that really is what made the difference. So from the 25, the Bengals move down to the last quarter of the field. Looking to pass again, and that is into the dirt, incomplete. This is such a different look than what we're used to. Very surprising, actually. For a team like Diman that runs the ball so effectively, I'm very surprised to see a lot of passing attempts here early, and maybe they're afraid. I mean, if you look at the Falcons' defensive line there, the linesmen are just huge right in the middle of the field, and maybe they figure that if they can open up the passing game, that would be something that Mashpee's not expecting, and then that would in turn open up the run. I'll tell you one thing, the bottom side here of the field, this near side is wide open. Would love to see them run it here. No, gonna pass it. 3 defenders coming straight through with no blocking. The offensive line completely opened up the doors there. Pessoa lucky to get it off. It brings up 3rd and 10 once again. So coming up empty on 1st and 2nd down for the 2nd time in a row. And now you face the 3rd and long. They break the huddle. Machado on the far side. Began in the backfield. Fake the handoff. Thrown across. And it is a 1st down. Machado tackled inside the 10. They do it on 3rd down again. And I'll tell you, for Mashpee, that's going to be disappointing. That's going to be a killer because twice you had them on 3rd and long, and twice you couldn't close the door. The Bengals will have 1st and 10 from the 9. 1st and goal, rather, from the 9. Wow. Now, for me, this is where you run it. You've come up with some clutch passes despite a number of incomplete passes. This is the time now that you hand it off and you try to get some yards on the ground. Let's see what they do. Pessoa's going to pass to Began. Began hit. It was not reeled in, and it was incomplete. So that'll bring up 2nd and goal. So one thing Diman has done tremendously well, we've seen it a number of times this year, is they can really sustain a drive and knock quite a bit of time off the clock. We're already halfway through this first quarter, and Diman has had the ball for about 70% of the time. They hand it off that time. Began fighting to get through the pile, and he is not able to. Only a short gain on second down. It'll bring up third and goal from about the 7 or 8. Actually, only half a yard they give him, so really not much gain at all on that. So we're going to call it, well, the scoreboard says the 8-yard line, so we'll call it third and goal from the 8. We'll give him a yard. Shaquem Branch, number 7, going into the huddle. Machado coming out on this third and goal. A little interesting move there. Branch and Began in the backfield, along with Darren Collins. So 3 in the back. Pessoa under center, gets the snap. They toss it. Pessoa going to do end around, gets a block, and he's taken out at the 5. That is not going to be enough. Of course, 4-down territory, but here's the question is, do you chance trying to get into the end zone, or do you try kicking a field goal? We know Dylan Strollo is very good with the leg, and this is about the same spot you'd kick an extra point from. So Dylan Strollo is coming out, and I think the Bengals are going to try to take the points here instead of trying to find the end zone, and I kind of like it. They mark it at the 6, so there was only 2 yards gained there, and now a timeout will be called by Diman. It's a full team timeout. Everybody coming to the huddle. We haven't seen all season in a spot where 4-down territory, you elect to kick a field goal, but, you know, I mean, the playoffs are a different animal, and you have to take points. Can't come up empty, especially after some real gutsy 3rd and 10 plays that we've seen, 3rd and long conversions on this drive that have to be, you know, detrimental to a defense that has made good plays early. And again, from the 6, I mean, the field goal would end up being probably about a 20-yard field goal, and that's really not a far cry from an extra point attempt. So Dylan Strollo is out there, but Strollo is out. He's on the near side. He's on the receiver on the near side, the left side of your screen. So it does not look like they're kicking. They're going to go for it. I'm a little surprised. I hope it pays off for Diman because they're going to hate it. If it doesn't, they're going to toss to the end zone. It is picked off. That was disastrous from the start, and I'm really surprised that they did not try for points and kick that field goal. I thought for sure when Strollo went out there that they would. I mean, here's the consolation prize. Actually, works out better for Diman. The interception versus an incomplete pass, because it was picked off and taken out of bounds at the 4 instead of taking over at the 6. Diman gains an extra yard out of it, but either way, not what I would have done. But then again, I'm not a coach, so, you know, my opinion doesn't really matter. I just call what I see. And in a playoff game, I would have kicked it, but that's hindsight. So can't live by that. 3-yard pickup on first down. We'll bring up 2nd and 7 from the 6-yard line, 7-yard line thereabouts. Second and 7 from the 6, indeed. Here we go. The Bengals hoping to get the ball back again and keep the Falcons deep in the territory, in their own territory. And a flag. We're going to have another false start coming. And the Mashpee Falcons are going to have to snap here from their 2-yard line, actually their 1-yard line. A little too amped up, I think. Everybody jumping the gun here. Either that or they didn't practice the snap count this week. I doubt that's the case. This is, again, a reigning Super Bowl champion team, so they certainly practice, that's for sure. We know that. They'll play from the 1, or is it half the distance? My bad, half the distance to the goal. So from the 3, they'll run it out. Short gain. Still on his feet, though. My goodness, talk about powering forward for a first down. That's an incredible run right there for the Falcons. Outstanding. That was Jason Andrade on the carry. And that was just total willpower there to get them out of the hole. Very impressive. And I'll tell you, for Diman, for the defense, that's a killer right there. Especially given the penalty yards. They had the extra yards to their credit. Now Mashpee has some breathing room. They hand it off again into the pile. Tough to tackle again. 22 going down for another first down. Close to the 35. Thanks to the Falcons film crew up here on the press box. Number 22 is Devon Ford, or Devon Ford. And Devon Ford is going to put the pedal down and go down the sidelines for the touchdown from the 39. But there is a flag back at the 40, and this one could be coming back. Devon Ford thought he had it, and looks like it's coming back. Let's see what the officials say. Holding on the offense, and that'll get the crowd here to cheer a bit. So a touchdown taken away. And you know what? We have Devon Ford right here on our program, but he's listed with a different number. So he is 22. Not 24, he's 22. We had two 24s, so I figured one of them had to be, one of them was 22. Falcons take the timeout. So it is a 10-yard penalty, spot of the foul. So it's not from the line of scrimmage. It's from the spot of the foul, which is now going to bring up a 1st and 13. So they replay the down, and they essentially will lose 3 yards from the line of scrimmage.
As always, don't forget your nachos and cheese.
So 2:17 to play here in the first quarter, and Mashpee thought that they broke that scoreless tie on their second possession and grabbed a touchdown. However, thanks to the holding penalty, not going to happen. Oh, and some breaking news here. Nantucket, the #1 seed in this bracket, upset by Seekonk. That's incredible. We're going to take a look at the bracket here in a moment. I will pull it up here on the iPad. Wow, that's amazing. Which would mean one of these two teams is going to host, or will be the, quote, home team. We don't have confirmation as to whether or not either of these two teams would host in the South Finals. A lot of times, once you get into the finals of any bracket, you go to like neutral turf or third-party turf. So they'd play, say, halfway between here and Mashpee, maybe somewhere, you know, right at the line of the Cape, Wareham, something like that. They won't play necessarily on someone's home field. So Seekonk was the #4 team. They beat Case in overtime in round 1. And now they beat Nantucket tonight, an upset. That game started at 5. It was an early start. That's why we have the results now. This game started at 7. Diving forward was Ford, and he's going to come up a yard short. So that is huge news right there, because it means that one of these two teams will now be the top team in the bracket. We thank Nate Burns over at Diman for the news. Wow. Wow, I can't believe that. That's a stunner. That is a stunner. 3rd and 1 with a minute to play in this first quarter. Falcons looking to keep the chains moving. Ford will break through. Ford going to the sidelines, has some more room, being chased down. Ford is tackled down at around the 20-yard line by Tyler Rigo, number 9. I don't know if we can get a look at the bracket here on the iPad. Get you to see where we are at here. I don't know if Keelan can see that. Can we see that, Keelan? We can't. So there you go. So there's your bracket, and you see right here, Seekonk played Nantucket at 5. They have won. I don't have a final score, but I have confirmation they won. Diman right here in the bottom with Mashpee duking it out right now. We'll head back to the field. So the winner will go into the South Division 4 finals against Seekonk and will be the top seed. And now a timeout called with 48 seconds to play after a big pickup there by Devon Ford. Falcons will have the ball spotted at the 24 of Diman, so it's their first trip on Diman's side of the field. And they continue to drive here. Fans is still rolling in, not sold out here. There's still some space, plenty of space on the bleachers, but definitely a bigger crowd than we had last Saturday afternoon against Bishop Conley. But there is a traffic jam of cars, so I'm seeing a bunch of cars still letting people out. So fans late arriving here. Haven't missed much. I mean, no score in the game at the moment. So the Falcons come back to the field. 1st and 10 from the 24. With 48 seconds to play in this first quarter. Ford gets the ball again. And he is dragged down inside the red zone, just short of the 10-yard line. Actually, I don't think that was Ford again. That looked like actually a different number. I thought it was Ford. That was actually number 31. My bad. That was Jason Andrade getting the carry there. He got the handoff. So moving the chains. And the ball is going to be at the 11. So 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. Mashpee in the red zone. They toss it out. Ford gets it this time. He got a great block by his teammate, Jack Rodriguez. And there is a late flag, but Ford is into the end zone. Let's see what the flag is. Mashpee head coach is not happy. He came out on the field. I think one more word, he actually might, you never know, might see a flag there too. Waiting the call from the officials, but both the coaching staff and players from Mashpee were not happy with the flag. Let's await the call from the official. The score was 19-16 in OT. Second time the Mashpee coaches come out onto the field. And now still barking at the officials. Boy, I mean, showing a lot of tolerance, almost like he wants a flag. It's kind of like in baseball when a manager goes out to argue and he basically wants to get, ejected from the game. So Mashpee gets backed up and the touchdown taken off the board again thanks to a penalty. Can you believe that? Stunning development. So that's twice a touchdown has been taken away from Mashpee in this first quarter. It's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. They take it from the 18. Ford escapes a tackle. Ford on his feet. Still on his feet. And I believe he got in there. No confirmation yet. Everybody jumping around. celebrating a touchdown. It has not gone into the end zone. What a crazy last minute here in this first quarter. The quarter has ended. The officials are setting the ball as if to continue playing, but the quarter's done. Coach Winarski's pointing to the clock. Bedlam on the field here at the Harrington Athletic Complex at Diman. But for the moment, the Bengals and Mashpee Falcons are scoreless. It'll be first and goal from the 1 when we come back here in the second quarter. The Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association is committed to good sportsmanship. Sportsmanship, citizenship, and responsibility are the trademarks of high school activities. Support school activities with your own display of good sportsmanship and help encourage America's youth to accept responsibility, which freedom demands. Support your local high school. See the future of America on display. Attend high school competitions in your community. And with that 1-yard run, the Mashpee Falcons open the scoring tonight here in the second quarter with the first touchdown for either side. It was a 1-yard run. Looked like a QB sneak there. They didn't hand it off to anybody. So they take it in for the touchdown. And with this beginning of the second quarter, the Bengals now trail 6-0. They'll look to, the Falcons will at least, they'll look to add on here. It looks like they're going to go for 2. They will indeed go for 2, try to make it an 8-0 game. Awaiting the snap. They hand it off. Oh my goodness, the ball came loose and came right back down into Ford's hands. Talk about luck. The 2-point conversion is good.
Ball carried by number 22, Kevin Ford.
Ford with it for that 2-point conversion.
That'll bring the score to the visiting Falcons 8 and the Diamond Bengals 0. With 10:58 left here in the first half.
So essentially, the Bengals have an entire quarter here to tie things up before halftime. They will not get the ball because they received the opening kickoff. So the Falcons will get the ball at the half when we get there, but still a long time before that. So 10:58 to play in this second quarter. And Diman now trails 8-0. You know, I feel bad to poke some fun, but because this parking lot is not the easiest to maneuver when all the cars are here, but there is a bus just dropped off one of the teams here at Diman, and I have never seen a bus struggle so badly. Live ball is dropped. Diman fell on it. The Falcons are signaling their ball. The officials have not yet made the call. Now they have. It is Diman ball. But this school bus that dropped off players here at Diman has struggled so badly with trying to maneuver the drop-off area near the, he's been here for the last like 20 minutes or so, just trying to maneuver. Now finally leaving. Challenging to move those big vehicles. So Diman, from their own 34, will begin this drive. It's their third series of the night. Not bad field position. Not their best of the night, but not bad. And it's 1st and 10. Got to get a rhythm going. They have had some trouble with that. They've had some lucky breaks, but not able to score anything tonight. And now, with absolutely no help from the line, Dominic Fellini powers through to sack Pessoa. It's going to be a loss of 7 yards. That is one thing that, as I said earlier, the Falcons line, they are just huge when you look at the difference in height and size from Diman. I mean, towering difference. And this offensive line for Diman not looking very strong against the Falcons' defensive front. Second and 17. Diman backed up to the 27. Pessoa drops back. Pressure immediately. Incomplete pass. And it'll bring up 3rd and long. And I'll tell you, the crowd pretty quiet here. They need to see a big play from Diman. Or should I say Diman needs a big play to get sparked and get back into this. The Diman boys soccer team is also in the state tournament, having had a great season. Durfee, the boys are in the tournament as well. We're going to have that game for you. It's actually Saturday, it's tomorrow. Timeout taken by the Bengals on this 3rd and 17. It'll have to wait. Granted, if you're watching this, obviously, you know, this is a Friday night game. And so that football game took place tomorrow, being Saturday. Both games airing on the station. So check our listings for that soccer game as well. Over at Durfee, the Hilltoppers finished the season on a very strong finish. And ended up, I believe, the number 2 seed. The reverse, Machado gonna pass to Strollo. Oh, what a play! Down by contact when the ball came out. Dylan Strollo reels it in. Unbelievable. That is unbelievable. I thought they were gonna run a reverse, and then Machado just stopped, planted, and fired. Strollo was all alone. You know, those are the things you gotta do. This is why it's the playoffs. You gotta bring out all of the tricks and pull out all the stops. That was phenomenal right there. Bengals from the 34 of Mashpee has the first down. Pessoa pass it across. Caught by Machado. Machado to the end zone. Touchdown Bengals. 34-yard catch and run. Way to answer, my goodness. That's just outstanding. A minute and a half later, the Bengals answer with a touchdown of their own. It looks like they're going to go for 2 as well. Kind of forced to do that, given that Mashpee went for 2. Normally, Diman kicks the ball, but at this point, electing to try to tie it up. Pessoa rolling out. He'll throw. End zone! 2 points, tied at 8. Machado came down with that one as well. And the Diamond Bengals showing some grit, coming right back on what was a 3rd and long. They play the reverser there and the fake, basically, allowing Machado to throw it, and then he catches the touchdown pass. We got ourselves a football game, folks. That woke up the crowd, that's for sure. And while the temperatures continue to drop, the action continues to heat up here on the field. Bengals need a nice big defensive stop here. Get the ball right back. .9:24 to play in the half. Strollo will kick it off. Short kick towards the 40. And grabbing it. Knocked down at the 45 was number 12, Jacob Johnston. So really good field position for the Falcons. They're right about midfield at the 44. Their own 44, that is. And they will have, as I said, good field position, not a very long field here. Anytime you can start somewhere around the 40, that's pretty good. This time at the 44. And here we go. Falcons, Bengals tied up. Ford makes a nice cut to the inside, and he'll go down after a pickup of 5. And that was a tough hit taken by one of the Bengals, who's down at the 45-yard line. I cannot see who that is at the moment. Number 50 being told for Diamond, and that would be Jordan Camilo, and he is in some pain. Trainers will go out. Coach Winarski heading out there as well. And he kind of got shoved down away from the play a little bit, too. I'm actually surprised that there wasn't a flag or a penalty on that, because Ford was tackled down at around the 49, and Camilo was thrown down around the 45. So, and he was going backwards. He wasn't necessarily going towards Ford. Again, still on the ground. Gets up and will walk off. A little bit of a limp, maybe even a hobble, but not a full-blown limp, and not needing any help while he walks, so that's a good sign. Hopefully we'll see him back on the field shortly, but he'll certainly be checked out by the Diamond trainer. Second and 5 now as we return to the field for play. Second and 5 from the 49 of Mashpee. They'll hand it off to Ford. Ford is going to get taken down. No, still on his feet. Boy, he is tough to tackle, I'll tell you. Those legs just keep moving. He's tough to wrap around. Gets a couple more yards. Should have been stopped for a loss. Instead, he picks up 2, and it'll bring up 3rd and 3. J.C. King making the stop there, getting Ford to go out of bounds. And now on the 49 of Diman, we go from one 49 to the other. The Falcons across midfield and have a 3rd and 3 here from the 49. Gonna watch this near side and see what they do. It is wide open. They break this way and they hand it off. It's good for a first down. Forward progress will count despite that tough tackle. That was a good tackle there on number 31, Jared Casper. Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. That is Jason Andrade. Casper is on the Diman side. Had the paper flip the other side. Falcons get the first down. And 1st and 10 from the 43 they go. Ford gets the handoff this time, tries to cut through the pile. Ford does so. Ford to the end zone. Touchdown, Falcons. A 43-yard dash. And boy, we're starting to see some scoring here. The offense is warming up. In the last 2 minutes and 56 seconds, or 58 seconds, we've seen 3 touchdowns. Largest one play to the end zone of the night. Going for 2. Carpenter will pass. Easy play right there for 2 points. Ford caught that. And it is 16-8 Falcons. And now with 8:02 to play, the Bengals trail by a touchdown again. Been a long second quarter. This game is almost an hour old, and we've really only scratched the surface. Just a quarter and maybe a quarter, not even a quarter and a half gone in this one, and we're already over an hour old. It has been a long one so far. Lots of stoppages in play. Of course, every time you score, that stops play as well. The clock stops. The Falcons will have to play from behind once again. And Mashpee will be ready to kick here. They line up. Players swapping sides here. They go with 6 on one side, 4 on the other. A little unconventional. Xavier Gonzalez with the, oh, what a tough hit. Put on. Jack Rodriguez with the hit there on Tyler Rigo after the kickoff. The Bengals start at their own 36, right about the spot they began their last drive, which was the 34-yard line. So not much different in this case. We'll see if they have the same success that they had last time. Of course, finding the end zone thanks to a nifty reverse play, and then a 34-yard run by Machado, or a catch and run by Machado. They'll hand it off, and nothing doing on the run. If you can believe it, we really haven't seen Ashton Began do anything in this game. Not that he's had a lot of opportunity, because the Bengals have passed it more than they've run it tonight, which is rather surprising in its own right. Again, it could be because this defensive front for Mashpee is so big, but either way, very surprising. They give him a yard, so it brings up 2nd and 9 from the 37. So 1 yard of forward progress. Began going out to that far side as a receiver, so again, he will not be running. They'll hand it off. Pessoa will. Loose ball, picked up to the end zone. Mashpee leads by 2 scores. That looked like number 80, Max Burke. Xavier Gonzalez, number 88, who was the kicker, picked that up. It was not 80, it was 88. Gonzalez listed as 10, so again, I apologize. We did not have 88 on here. So Gonzalez, number 88, picks it up at the 37, runs it back for the touchdown. A 37-yard take back, or really about 32 from where it happened. About 32 yards, 30 yards back to the end zone. 22-8 is the score. They'll look to make it 24 with the 2-point conversion. A little floater, back corner, incomplete. So no good on that 2-point conversion, but in the blink of an eye, the Bengals have seen their tie game go to a 14-point deficit. Well, now the Bengals really have some work to do. When you're in the playoffs, coming back from 1 score down, again, especially against a team like Mashpee, a defending champion team, 1 score is tough enough. Now they're down by 14 points. That's going to the far side there. Out of bounds, and that's a flag. So that'll help out the Bengals. They're going to make Mashpee re-kick. That's an interesting call to re-kick the ball. I would have taken the penalty yards, and I mean, you're right at midfield. This may not pan out very well. I mean, you think about it, Diman would have had the ball at around the 45. Well, just shy of that. Now they're going to re-kick. That's a great kick. That's going to have to be taken. It bounces at the 25. It's picked up. The ball is loose. It goes out of play, luckily for Diman. The Bengals just lost 20 yards, though. Very surprised by the decision to make them re-kick it. I would have taken the ball and not re-kicked it. Would have just taken the penalties. Taking the penalty yards after the kick rather than re-kicking. So Diman will have to start from their own 22-yard line instead of about their 42. They lost yards by taking the gamble of having Mashpee re-kick. And as a result, they'll start deep in their own territory, down by 14 with 7:03 to play in this first half. Pessoa rolling out. Pessoa going to be dragged down inside the 5. My goodness. This offensive line has got to do better. They've got to do more. Gonzalez with the sack and a detrimental loss. Huge loss right there. 12 yards. And the ball is actually at the 10, which leads me to believe that the whistle was thrown before he went down to the ground. I didn't see any flags, so it wasn't a penalty. So the Bengals get a bit of a break. It should have been a 20-yard loss, or close to 20. Instead, 12-yard loss to the 10. 2nd and 22. Pessoa gonna hurl it deep. Out of play. Coach Winarski makes the catch on the sidelines, but it's incomplete. Machado was the intended receiver. He was there, but the ball was overthrown just a little bit. You can see Diman pressing maybe a little bit now. Nothing going their way right at the moment. It's been a tough couple minutes of play for the Bengals after they tied it up, had everybody back into it. Things changed in a hurry over the last few minutes of play. Pessoa taking a long time to get the play call. Going to end up having to call timeout. And they do. Third and 22. Diman has to go from their own 10 to the 32-yard line. They got a long way to go against a defense that's just ready to power up the middle. Pessoa drops back. He's in the end zone. He'll let it fly, and that is going to be incomplete. There was not a Bengal in sight. Oh, that was tough right there. I'm not sure who Pessoa saw, but I can tell you there were a slew of Falcons swarming the area. I like that pun, folks, huh? Real tough series there for the Bengals, and it's inevitable that because of how far back they are, just like what happened to Mashpee early in the game in their first series, the Bengals are going to have to punt basically from their own end zone. That's going to give the Falcons some great field position. I mean, Strollo can kick, that's for sure, but the reality of getting it way out, it doesn't seem very realistic, and in fact, no. It takes a good roll. Ford is going to pick it up, and he's going to cut back. Still on the field, there is a flag. Ford down the sidelines, another flag, and he still gets in. Oh my goodness. Penalty flags practically being manufactured on the field. There are so many. And Ford is able to, from the 43, 44, pick it up and scamper to the end zone. Now, let's see what these flags are and if this ball will be coming back. One was down inside the 10, one right at the 40. Looked like a block. They will offset penalties on both sides, and then another penalty on this backside on the receiving team. So I'm not sure that this touchdown will stand. Indeed, it will not. So the Bengals catch a break, but that was very ugly. That's about as ugly as it gets, honestly, on both sides, because it wasn't a pretty return at all. Mashpee committing fouls. And then the Bengals unable to make the stop on multiple chances. Boy, did they catch a break right there. So if the penalty will bring them to the 50-yard line, and the Falcons have to start from there. And the runner taken down. That was Andrade. It's a pickup of 3. And Andrade able to grab them those extra yards to get this drive started. Not a bad start to the drive. 3 yards on the carry, 2nd and 7 now. Clock will continue to roll. 5 minutes to play before halftime, where I'd say both teams, especially the Bengals defense, really need a break. Ford gets the handoff this time. Taken down. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Andrade again, actually. Andrade with 3 more yards. It'll be 3rd and 4. Ford gets it this time, and Ford will get the first down. It's a 5-yard carry across the 40. Good for the first down. The chains will move. Rigo made the tackle, but it was just a hair late. Carpenter passing, shoots it long and deep, on the money! Oh, baby, can you believe that? A 39-yard pass, and it was in the air the whole time. That was an amazing catch. It looked like number 12, or number 16 rather. Josh Martin coming down with it, and the Falcons lead 28-8. Oh, 18 was the it was actually number 18, who we do not have on the roster. We may. He may be wearing another number. And now a timeout called. So number 18 making that catch. That is the 5th touchdown of this quarter. Can you believe that? And 4 have gone for Mashpee. This has been an incredible second quarter, a marathon second quarter. Out of the timeout, Mashpee will go for 2. And you know, I mean, this is one of those situations where nothing is going right for Diman, and you have to start wondering, when do you start playing with desperation? Because, again, sudden death games, I mean, Diman will play next week. There's no doubt about that. But right now, after the 2-point conversion is good, makes it 30-8. I mean, Diman needs, not going to say they need a miracle, but it's not looking too good for the home team at the moment. They have allowed 22 unanswered points. And it's really been all Falcons since Diman scored their first touchdown to tie things up. The Falcons have really taken control in every aspect of the game. .333 to play here in the first half. And to make it even more difficult for Diman, the Falcons will get the ball to start the third quarter. So if you're the Bengals right here, you've got to get in the end zone before the end of the half and make this, and cut this deficit in half. As the Mashpee Falcons show no signs of stopping. Are they saying Machado was down? I didn't think he was down. I'm not sure what the call was there. It didn't look like he was down. Well, it appears his knee was down. And as a result, can't run it. Took it from the 35, that's where the knee, or 25, that's where the knee went down. So with 3.5 to play in this half, in the first half, the Bengals have to get down the field. They'll need 75 yards on this drive to do it. They start from their own 25, and they'll hand it off to Began. Began is stuffed. There's a late hit, and that's a flag. Absolutely. My goodness. There's just no need for that. And that's a personal foul that's going to give the Bengals some extra yards after they basically had lost a yard. That's a good call there. And so the Bengals might, or they will rather, catch a break. They're going to grab some extra yards and an automatic first down. It's a personal foul and a late hit. It's a 15-yard penalty, and just like that, the Bengals get to move up 15 yards to the 40. That changes the complexion of the drive just a little bit. So 1st and 10 from about midfield, right at the circle for soccer. You see the yellow markers, that's out there for the soccer team. The inner circle there at midfield. Began gets the handoff. And he can't go far. Right at the line again. Not able to penetrate, and that is something he does so well. He doesn't typically go outside on the run. He usually runs it right up the chute. And tonight, the pile collapsing around him on multiple occasions. Basically eliminating his running game. I'm looking down at some of the fans here, and I see some of the student section, some of the guys wearing shorts, and I'll tell you, I don't know how they're not cold. I'm cold looking at them. I'm cold looking at the crowd as they sit all huddled up, and then I see kids with shorts on. My gosh. I mean, I'm like dressed to go skiing. Machado escapes the tackle, wanted to throw, a loss of yards. Boy, this defense has given the Bengals fits tonight. They have really made some incredible plays, and I think part of it, again, is the inability of the offensive line to contain them. They're just too big and too strong. So it is a loss of 6, and it'll bring up 13 rather. It'll be 3rd and 16 after the timeout. Again, if you're just joining us here on Fred TV, we're almost at halftime. The Bengals have allowed 22 unanswered points after tying the game. All of the touchdowns, all of the scoring have been in the second quarter. It's been really a marathon second quarter. This game is almost an hour and a half long, and I'm not kidding you when I say that the second quarter has probably been 45 minutes long, if not more. Probably close to an hour long. Scoreless first quarter. This quarter began with the Falcons on a first and goal. I'm sorry, first and goal from the 1. They pounded it in the first 2 seconds of the quarter, and that started the scoring of the night. The Bengals came back and tied it on their drive, and then since then it's been all Falcons. And now the Diamond Bengals have a tall task here, 3rd and 16, with pressure coming. Again, Pessoa getting chased down. He has to throw it away. There's nobody in the vicinity. A flag is thrown, and I'm going to assume that is a intentional. Oh, no, he was out of the pocket, so I don't think that's intentional grounding. It is. It is on the Falcons. Another late hit. Unnecessary roughness is a 15-yard penalty. And I think, though, it's still, Bengals needed 16. They're going to end up being short. We're going to see where they put this ball. The 15-yard penalty puts Diamond a yard short of the first down. But you got to remember, with any personal foul, it's an automatic first down. So the Bengals get another break. That's the second personal foul that's occurred on this drive by the defense of the Falcons. Pessoa. Again, everybody collapsing around it. I mean, it's amazing. This defense of Mashpee has really figured out Diamond's game plan. They're putting on a clinic right now. Even when that was a completed pass for a loss of 8 yards. I mean, that's like unfathomable. It was a forward pass, and then Machado was taken back. It's unbelievable. Really been a tough last 7 minutes of play for Diamond. 6-yard loss officially, so 2nd and 16, under 90 seconds to play in the half. Here comes the rush again. Passing, Strollo can't reel it in. Probably felt the pressure behind him. That was Ford knocking him down, making the play, coming in from the secondary to make that play and stop the pass. Third and 16, here we go again. With 1:15 to play in this half. Watch the rush, that defensive line ready to strike again. It's a quick pass to the outside. Machado taken down at the 45 for a gain of 2. Kind of wrapped around, and I heard the crowd yelling, probably trying to look for a horse collar or a hold something, but nor a face mask, nothing doing there though. No flags, a clean tackle. And it'll be a 4th and 14 with 61 seconds to play. Another timeout taken. Coach Winarski having another talk with the team. The timeout was taken by Mashpee. And again, I think at this point, if you're the Bengals, I mean, I think you gotta consider just going for it here. But then again, 14 yards. The Bengals' longest pickup of the night was that touchdown pass for 34 yards. Other than that, actually it was the pass that set up the touchdown, I should say. But other than that, since then, they haven't picked up more than a couple yards. I think they're even in negative yardage. Unofficially, they're probably in negative yardage since that touchdown because they just can't seem to get any forward progress. The only positive yardage they've been really getting were on penalties. So it's really, when I say it's been a tough go of it lately, it really has. Diman can't seem to figure out this defense, and they've just been overpowered. Ready to strike and rush again. They will punt it away. Almost blocked. A great punt from Strollo. Will roll and go out of bounds at the 27. So with 54 seconds in this first half remaining, the Bengals will hope to contain the defense and leave the field only down by 22. They would not like to see it be a 30-point game. They hand it to Ford, and Ford will head to the far side, trying to cut in. He gets through. Ford down the field. This is insane. Runs into Machado. Machado stops him at the 20. It is a 55-yard run. The chain's taking forever to get down there, which is going to allow everybody to line up. They can't even restart the clock yet because the chains have not gotten set. Now the clock will roll, and they'll spike the ball. Unbelievable. Boy, this is exactly why Mashpee is the defending champs, because they are playing like defending champs right now, let me tell you. And I really did not expect the blowout. I truly did not expect the blowout, especially after, again, after last year, how close that game was at Conley. I just did not expect a blowout, and right now, that's exactly what we're getting. Diman is getting blown out on their home turf. To the end zone, wide open, incomplete, didn't hang on to it. Oh man, he should have had that. Well played by the Diman defender. I could not see who that was intended for. Machado broke it up, was slow to get up, still looks like he's slow moving out there. So 3rd and 10 now. Carpenter going to go to the end zone again. Going to the near side. All kinds of contact. Gets free. There's a flag. It's caught anyway.
Penalty flag on the play.
What is happening? It's caught by Ford. The official waved off the touchdown. Pass interference on the offense. My goodness, we've seen it all. I'll tell you what, I thought it was going to be on Machado because there was contact being made by him, and they called it on the offense. So now backed up 10 yards. It'll be 3rd and 20 with 24 seconds to play in this first half. That seems like it doesn't want to end. Why don't we just skip the 3rd and 4th quarter? We've basically played that long. I mean, this is truly remarkable how long this game has been. And we've only played one half. It's like an NFL game. Here we go, 3rd and 30. Carpenter will look to pass again, going down the field. And there was a push, but it was after the fact, and that'll bring up 4th and 20. It was incomplete. Clock stops with 19 seconds on the scoreboard. They'll go to the line on 4th and 20. Of course, you're going to go for it. I mean, you're up by 22 points. Take a shot at the end zone. Near side, looking for Ford. Incomplete, out of bounds, no penalties. They're saying he caught that ball? You've got to be kidding me. He had a whole foot, a whole stride out of play. Wow, I am shocked. I can't believe that. I mean, either my eyes are just, you know, going, but or that is just a horrible call. I cannot believe that that was called a catch.
I'm watching it right now.
Well, Nate Burns has the ability to stop and rewind.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm seeing the replay now. That is horrendous. Out of bounds by a mile. Wow. And you know what's baffling about it is that the official's right there. It's not like he was a mile away. He was right there. And now a flag was thrown, delay of game. Well, if that's the makeup call, I don't know. They're going to have to do a little better than that. Not even close. Not even close. Man, oh man. A team that's up by 22 points does not need any help. Let me say that. But hey, you know, there's no replay in high school. The officials saw it that way and just kind of got to live with it. Look at that. Wide open. Ford decides to throw. The touchdown is good. And with 5 seconds to play in this first half, Mashpee decides to grab some more points. That will be their 5th touchdown of the quarter. It was Ford, number 22, passing it. I did not see on that far side who caught that. But nonetheless, another touchdown. That one was for 9 yards. Gonna go for 2. Try to make it a 30-point game. Carpenter wide open again. No coverage. Andrade makes it. Reels it in. And it is 38-8. And the coach is talking to that official now on the near side that called that a catch that, from what we're seeing here, was out of bounds on that 4th and 20. Five seconds to play in this first half. Mashpee will have to kick off. And they go for an onside kick. I mean, really looking to pour it on. It doesn't go 10 yards, so it's no good. Diman will get the ball. I'm amazed. This has really been a first-class whooping, if you will, so far. So the Bengals will start inside Mashpee territory. But with 5 seconds and down by 30, I'm not sure what really you can do. I know they're going to run a play here, but got to, I guess, try to take a shot at the end zone if you have the time. But everything's been collapsing in the line. This is the first time that Pessoa, he backs up into Gonzalez. And that right there really just tells the whole story of this first half for Diman. Nothing has gone their way. Pessoa got free for the first time tonight, had time to pass, faked it, went back, and he ran into the defender. What a tough first half for Diman. They're down by 30. Season hangs in the balance. Come back for the third quarter right after this. Third quarter about to begin here at Diman. The Bengals will kick off after receiving the opening kickoff to start the game. They will kick off, almost a false start there. And it's a squib kick, a live ball. And it is fallen on at about the 42. 38-8 is the score. Mashpee really putting it to the Bengals here, the defending Super Bowl champs from last year, showing why they are the Super Bowl champs. They have had a spectacular game. And it seems as the score grows, the defense and everybody else continues to get more confident. And the Bengals have really had little that they could do. So we'll see if the Bengals can make any changes here in the second half to at least try to get something done to make this competitive. This is the MIAA State Tournament D4 semifinals. I can't believe this. A touchdown for Mashpee on one play. Andrade goes down the field to begin this half. I'll tell you, I have done a lot of games, and this is really probably the biggest blowout or most one-sided affair that I've ever seen. It's amazing. This has really been incredible. I was about to say that you're watching the MIAA State Tournament on Fred TV. And with the MIAA, more than 200,000 students will participate in approximately 100,000 high school sport competitions among the MIAA's 360 member schools this year. The Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association encourages you to support your local high school athletic programs and the students who participate in them. And since they're up 44-8, they've elected to kick the extra point, and it's no good. It is a live ball. Now the whistle's blown. No, it's a dead ball. I don't know why the whistle wasn't blown right away. So we begin the second half with another touchdown. "13 seconds gone in this third quarter. And Mashpee goes down the field. And it was from the 42-yard line on their first play. And it was number 31, Andrade, who made the touchdown run, the 6th touchdown of the night for Diman, and that was Andrade's first, if you can believe it. If you can believe it. Only Andrade's first touchdown. Everybody involved tonight. It's a 58-yarder.
Number 1, Mashpee. Kicking away for the Falcons, number 88, Gonzalez.
44-8 is the score. Machado and Began down in the backfield to receive for Diman. Line drive kick, bouncing. Machado picks it up at the 20. He'll break towards the near side. Going backwards instead of forwards. Gets twisted and taken down at the 18. So essentially losing yardage. So Diman will begin this third quarter drive. Their first possession of this second half from their own 18. Pessoa drops back, passes, bouncing in the dirt, into the grass rather, incomplete. Brendan Barabee, the intended receiver, number 87, brings up 2nd and 10. Pessoa dropping back to pass. Machado trying to cut back around, and he ends up losing yards. Really we've seen some weird stuff tonight, and I know Machado is trying to, find some open space to run because it's has been, little to come by thanks to the Falcons' defense, but the Bengals have been going back too much tonight. They're going back instead of forward, and the defense isn't slowing down, and you're basically giving up yards. And I'm sure it's easier said than done. I mean, I'm up here on the roof seeing everything. Machado makes the catch, and the Bengals do get the first down, so they'll move the chains here after the 3rd and 12. I mean, it's got to be very different when you're looking through a towering defense and you're down on the field. I'm only saying from what I'm seeing up here, it's a lot different when you're the player. So it's not to fault Machado there, but just as a general rule, the Bengals have really done more backtracking tonight than forward progress. I mean, they really have forward yards, big plays have been few and far between, really, since that touchdown that they scored in the second quarter, early in that second quarter. Pessoa passing again. Machado, the receiver. Machado on his feet, down the sidelines, pushed out of bounds right at the 50. And it's another first down for the Bengals. And, I really believe that part of what has hurt Diman tonight is they can't get Ashton Began going. The running game has basically been completely eliminated thanks to the size of the defense right in the middle of the pocket at the line. The defenders just really collapse the pile every time, or they penetrate the offensive line, which means they get to the runner too soon. Began goes up the middle. That's his bread and butter. As Machado now, again, goes backwards, and it's going to be another loss of yards. In fact, a loss of 6. So you pick up 15, you lose 6. Now you got to start from scratch again. Now 2nd and 16. Getting back to the run, I mean, Began, as I said, his bread and butter is up the middle. Well, penetrating this defense up the middle is not going to happen tonight. So either going to hopefully try to make an adjustment. I mean, Began is basically turned into a receiver. Even though he's in the back, we've seen him line up as a slot receiver a couple times. He has had little opportunity to do much in this game. Strollo gets the catch on that far side. It's a pickup of 7 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 8. Or rather, 3rd and 9, excuse me, 3rd and 9. So Strollo makes the catch, gets 7 yards back. They're into Mashpee territory, but a 3rd and long coming once again for the Bengals. We see Branch coming out. Number 7, Sakeem Branch. Machado is on the sidelines. Oh, now Branch coming back out. So some changes being made on the fly here. Machado will head back out now. And the clock continues to roll. And in a game that unfortunately already seems out of reach, I'm sure the Bengals fans don't want this one to end too soon because they know that their team may not win it, but at the same time, it's been a long game, folks. One of the longest games of the season. Pessoa under pressure. Pessoa going down for a loss of 10 on the sack. Actually, it's a loss of 11. Brings down 4th down and 20. And now Diman has to punt. Can't even consider going for it despite the fact that they're down by so many points. Can't even consider it. They're down by 34. I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Evan can't add, folks. It's been a long night. Ay, ay, ay. Down by 36. And the punt goes out of bounds at the 40. So knowing that you're down by 36 points, which is 5 touchdowns, you still can't go for it, unfortunately, which is why they had to kick the punt. You go for it on 4th and 20 and you miss and you're on your own side of the field. That does absolutely nothing for you. So the Bengals had to punt it. Bad news is it didn't go very far. Only to the 42 of Mashpee. So they're starting right in that midfield section and have great field position. Now, very rarely do we see the clock roll in between, and sometimes when there's a major blowout like this, we'll see the clock roll no matter what. It's been a very, very long game. And I wonder if the coaches and officials spoke during the half and said, you know, keep the clock rolling. We have seen that before in blowouts, that they just keep the clock rolling no matter what. I mean, this really is theoretically out of reach. Anything can happen. Obviously, it's live sports. But the realistic side, it's about probably a 3.5%, 5% chance of a comeback here with the way Mashpee's been playing and with the deficit and the time that's left. Taking into account all those factors, it's not something that you would expect to see. So it's very possible that the officials and coaches spoke about just keeping the clock rolling, because I've never seen the clock be moving after a punt that went out of bounds and it was still rolling. So we'll continue to watch that too. We're going to have a third and 2, maybe a long 2. A little more than 2. Let's say 3rd and 2.5. 2 yards and 1.5 feet. How about that? We come up on the 3.5-minute marker in this third quarter rather. And it's a first down and a few more. Still on his feet. I have never, this is such a defense, I should say an offensive clinic rather, by the running game of Mashpee. You know, this is, I look back at the Southeastern game, a game that really I thought would put Diman to the test, given that their running back usually scores, if I recall his name, Pierre, I believe his last name was Pierre. Been a few weeks now. But the Hawks running back, on average, coming into that game was getting close to 200 yards a game, and that is absolutely outstanding for a running back. And Diman contained him. So the difference, though, is that Southeastern didn't have this group of linesmen that the Falcons have, and that's really the biggest difference. The blocking that Mashpee has done tonight, I'm telling you, this really is. This Mashpee team, I said that I thought Diman was better than last year's Conley team that lost to Mashpee. Well, let me tell you something. This year's Mashpee team, this is far and away more impressive than last year's, and last year's team won the Super Bowl. So I would fully expect big things from this Mashpee team going forward. Again, they're going to get to be the home team if they hold on to this game. Again, up by 36. If they hold on to this win, Mashpee will be the host team for Seekonk, who knocked out Nantucket in overtime, 19-16 in Nantucket. Nantucket was the #1 seed, Seekonk #4. And the clock is still rolling here. And for Seekonk, it's their second straight overtime win as well. They beat Case in overtime, which I would say was an upset too, because Case is no slouch. And then Seekonk pulled off the upset, beating Seekonk. And this looks like it's going to be another touchdown, unless he can get corralled. He is corralled. Down inside the 10. Adam Henschel. Nice run there for Henschel. Down inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. 1st and goal. There is a flag. No signal yet for a touchdown. Holding on the offense, and that'll back them up. I'll tell you, I said in the open, if you've been watching this game from the start, I said in the open that I fully expected this to be a back-and-forth game, much like Diman's game against Case in week 2. I did not expect a blowout like this. And I said that I expected it to be the closest and most exciting game of the season. Now, won't say it hasn't been exciting because we've seen a lot. Unfortunately for the home team, it hasn't been a lot of their stuff that we've seen, but we have seen a lot of exciting plays and moments. But the fact that it has been a blowout really is surprising to me. But my predictions, I don't tend to do very well with predictions anyway. And honestly, most people wouldn't ever admit this, but I have no problem being proven wrong, because for me, that's the beauty of live sports, is you just can't predict them. So I actually am totally fine when I get proven wrong, because then it surprises me, number one. And number two, it again, it just continues to drive the point forward that you can't write the script when it comes to sports, because it's live and you just never know what's going to happen. You could analyze and predict and say whatever you want to try to justifiably make a claim that something is going to happen and something else is not going to happen. But no matter what you do, you can't do that. You can't write the script. You can try, you can theorize and, you know, analyze, like I said, and try to assume something will happen. But that's why I love sports. You just never know. You can be completely surprised. And I will say I am not surprised that Mashpee is leading, because I did say I thought they would be the favorites coming into this, but I am very surprised by the margin of the lead. We are done with 3 quarters, though, and that was a very fast 3rd quarter. And now we're starting to see a lot of fans filter out of the stadium. 44-8, the score after 3, but Mashpee is looking for more. 2nd and goal from the 20. They were backed up because of a penalty. They were a 1st and goal, and then they got backed up. So it is 2nd and goal now from the 20 for them. High school sports provide an extension of the classroom where students learn to pursue excellence, the value of working with others toward a common goal, playing within the structure of established rules, discipline, loyalty, and emotional control. The MIAA urges you to demonstrate your support for these values and for our young people, by attending high school competitions in your community. Evan Massoud with you here on Fred TV Channel 9, and indeed, the reason that 3rd quarter was very fast is that they did say, let's roll the clock throughout the rest of the night, because the clock started before anybody even got to the huddle, and that never happens when you start a quarter. So the clock will just roll no matter what the rest of the way, and we'll play through these final 11 minutes. But nonetheless, you know, aside from this blowout, Diman really has had a phenomenal season. This would only be their second loss. They did win the playoff game last week against Conley, so it has been a very good season for the Diman Bengals and Coach Winarski's first year as the head coach here. It's been a very good season, and they will play next week, because once you get eliminated from a bracket, your season is not over. You still get handed a game for however many weeks are left. This being week 9, Diman will get one more game next week in week 10, and then typically the Friday before Thanksgiving, most teams are off that weekend in order to prep for Thanksgiving. Diman will host their rivals this year, Greater New Bedford Folk. And at this point, it's certainly, I think it's safe to say that Mashpee will be moving on. 4th and 21, they will go for it. 4th and goal from the 21. And running into a wall there. There is a flag down in the back. Making the play there was Nate Marum. And there's a hold on the offense. Penalty is declined. Diman will take over on downs with just over 8.5 to play in the game. Now, we do not know where Diman will play next week. I don't expect Diman to get a home game next week, given the fact that they have hosted 2 straight playoff games. So going with the way things have gone in the past, I'm going to assume that Diman will be on the road next week. Again, we don't know that. We want you to like and follow our Facebook page, Fred TV Sports. Be sure to like and follow that. We post all of the tournament results. We also, we post stuff throughout the year, but especially during the state tournament time, we are quick with the updates. We try to keep everybody informed to let you know what's going on and who's playing where and what the results were. So there are still some tournament teams. Be sure to like and follow that page. We'll also let you know the rest of the football results from this weekend, and we'll let you know the matchups coming up for next weekend. I can tell you that Durfee will be in Quincy for their final game of the year before heading to New Bedford. But as for Diman, we don't know exactly what Diman will be. So check the page, like and follow it on Facebook, Fred TV Sports. So with that said, it is very possible this will be Diman's last home game. And in fact, it would actually be their only loss at home this season. They've been perfect at home. Their only loss in the regular season was on the road at Mystic Valley, and that was a non-league competition, non-league matchup. It was not a Mayflower League game. So for Diman, they have been perfect at home until tonight. Oh, that's a fumble, and it is going to be recovered, I believe, by Diman. Very close. Kind of juggled it there. I didn't see anybody in the vicinity that could have jarred it loose. I think just didn't have control over the ball. And no gain on the play. So right back to the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd and 10. 7.5 to play. They pitch it out. That is number 41. I believe that's J.C. King. It is King. didn't want to look down during the play there. So J.C. King with a pickup, and now you're starting to see some of the subs getting some playing time. Began, I believe that's Began on the side. Oh no, that's Branch on the sideline. So Began is not on the sidelines yet. Oh yes, he is. I'm sorry. On the near side here, right near the 45-50. Began is on the sidelines, and I'd have a feeling he may be done for the rest of the game. You know, the tough thing with the playoffs. The tough thing with the playoffs, as King finds a seam, King down the sidelines, almost to midfield. The tough thing with the playoffs is that got to be careful when you have Thanksgiving games coming too. So you want to win playoff games, but you also don't want to leave guys in too long, especially in games like this where it's one-sided. You don't want a chance that somebody gets injured and then they can't continue in the playoffs, or they miss their Thanksgiving Day game. And I'm watching the sidelines now. Jordan Camillo, who went down hard, we had that injury timeout in the first half, got up under his own power, and he was down on the sidelines. And now he is on the bench in pain. He had to be helped to the bench, could barely even bend his knee. So that did not look good, and we wish Camillo nothing but the best. But when you see someone limping like that and in that much pain, you have to assume that it's a knee injury. And a lot of times those are season-ending. So I don't want to speculate, but he was in a lot of pain, you could tell, and unable to walk under his own power. Couldn't even get up. He was sitting on the ground. They had to lift him up. So that would tell me there's a knee injury there, and unfortunately, that could it is possible that could limit him on Thanksgiving, just 2 weeks or so away, 2.5 weeks away. So again, we hope that he's okay. Never like to see anybody get hurt. I mean, it's part of the game. You put those pads on, that's what happens. It's part of the game, but still never like to see it, of course. Come up on 4 minutes to play. Again, the clock continuing to roll. No stopping the clock the rest of the way. And Diamond taking their time. Looks like Pessoa is now, yep, Pessoa's on the sideline, Machado's on the sideline. So the B team is in the game now for the remainder. A fumble. Looks like Diamond was able to keep it. We come up on the 3-minute mark. So folks, this one is pretty much over here. And I just want to take this time because we're not sure where we're going to be next week, if and whether or not Diamond gets one more home game. We, again, don't know that. So we want to just take this time to thank Keith Allen, the athletic director here at Diamond, and the coaching staff for, once again, another great football season and all the accommodations that they give us, roof access to the press box, the programs, whatnot. They always treat us first class here at Diamond, and we thank them for that because it makes our job a lot easier. That's why we're able to bring you these games. So, and of course that stems right up to the top with Superintendent Tom Aubin as well. So we thank the Diamond people here for a great football season, and if this is our last game, we look forward to covering some Bengals hoops in the winter. Mashpee will take over on downs. We're under 2 minutes to play in the game. with the score 44-8. And I would imagine that, given the score, we'll probably see the Mashpee Falcons take a knee. I think that's a pretty fair assessment. 90 seconds to play in the game. There's no reason to really run any other plays. And, you know, we respect that as well. That is, I think it's a good move. Although they are lined up to run a play. And they will indeed run a play. Wow, I'm actually kind of surprised. I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty surprised. I mean, you want to play to the end, I guess. That's always the mantra, right, for a coach. Never give up till the end of the game. But they'll line up with 40 seconds to play. And with 30 seconds to play, 1st and 10, they'll take the knee. Actually, that was 2nd and 5. They did not update the scoreboard. That's going to do it. Mashpee's going to leave the field to celebrate. And the Diamond Bengals will leave the field as well. Handed a blowout loss here in the South D4 semifinal game against the defending champs, who, I'll tell you, look as strong as ever. They will face off against Seekonk in the South D4 finals. So that wraps up the playoff coverage in football here in 2016. Again, we're still waiting to find out where Diamond's going to be. So like and follow the Fred TV Sports Facebook page. We'll update that throughout the week. But we do have some soccer playoffs. Again, check out the boys soccer playoff. That is airing on Fred TV, rather. The Durfee boys in the playoffs against Natick. So you want to take a look at that game as well. Keep up to date with the Facebook page. I can't stress that enough. It's the best way to keep finding out where your teams are playing. We keep it updated all the time. So folks, thanks for sticking with us through this marathon football game. It's been a long night. It was an exciting night. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out for the Diamond Bengals. They lose in the semifinals. Mashpee moves on. They'll play Seekonk. Final score, 44-8. The Falcons beat the Bengals. Evan Massoud here, signing off.